In the bustling city of Lagos, Nigeria, a beautiful young woman named Bisa found herself constantly rejected by suitors, despite her many good qualities. That was until Li Wei, a handsome and kind-hearted Chinese businessman, arrived in Lagos for a work trip. Drawn to Bisa's quiet strength and beauty, Li Wei began to visit her family's shop regularly, and over time, a deep connection formed between them. Despite the challenges they faced, including cultural differences and societal pressures, Li Wei proposed to Bisa, and she happily accepted. Their love story culminated in a beautiful wedding that blended Nigerian and Chinese traditions, showing that true love knows no boundaries. Bisa and Li Wei's life together started with a deep sense of joy and optimism. After their wedding, they moved into a cozy apartment in the heart of Lagos. The apartment was a perfect blend of their two cultures, with traditional African art adorning the walls alongside elegant Chinese calligraphy scrolls. Every corner of their home reflected their love and respect for each other's backgrounds. Li Wei continued his work in Lagos, helping his family's business grow, while Bisa dedicated herself to their small craft shop. The shop became a popular spot in the neighborhood, known not only for its unique products, but also for the warmth and kindness of the couple who owned it. Bisa and Li Wei worked side by side, creating a life that was both fulfilling and meaningful. However, as their business thrived, they faced new challenges. Some customers and even competitors tried to create divisions by playing on their cultural differences, spreading rumors, and questioning the authenticity of their love. One day, a customer at the shop said, "Bisa, you're just using Li Wei to grow your business. Do you really love him, or is it just for the money?" Bisa was hurt by the comment, but she kept her composure. Later that evening, she shared her feelings with Li Wei. "Sometimes, it feels like no matter what we do, people will never stop questioning us," she said quietly. Li Wei took her hand gently. "Bisa, we knew this wouldn't be easy, but we also know that our love is stronger than any doubt or prejudice. We have to keep believing in each other and in what we've built together." Despite the outside negativity, Bisa and Li Wei remained united. They decided to host a cultural event at their shop to celebrate both Nigerian and Chinese traditions. The event featured traditional dances, music, food, and crafts from both cultures. The idea was to bring people together, to show them that different cultures could coexist and create something beautiful together. The event was a huge success. People from all walks of life came to celebrate, and the atmosphere was filled with joy and laughter. Bisa and Li Wei danced together, surrounded by the people who had once doubted them but now cheered them on. The event strengthened their bond and a respect they had within the community. After the event, Bisa and Li Wei noticed that the community's attitude toward them began to change. People were more supportive, and many who had once been skeptical now admired their strength and commitment to each other. As time passed, Bisa and Li Wei's family grew. They were blessed with 2 children, a boy named Kunal and a girl named May, who were raised with the values and traditions of both Nigeria and China. Bisa and Li Wei taught them to be proud of their mixed heritage and to respect all cultures. Kunal and May brought even more joy into their lives. They were curious, bright, and full of energy, always asking questions about their heritage and eager to learn more about the world around them. Bisa would often tell them stories about their ancestors, while Li Wei taught them about Chinese history and traditions. Together, they created a home filled with love, learning, and mutual respect. But even as their family flourished, new challenges lay ahead. Bisa and Li Wei knew that raising their children in a world that still held prejudices and misunderstandings would require strength, patience, and a lot of love. One day, when Kunal and May were a bit older, they asked their parents, "Why do some people look at us differently? Why do they sometimes say mean things?" Bisa and Li Wei sat down with their children, holding them close. "My dear children," Bisa began, "the world is full of different people with different beliefs and ideas. Sometimes, people don't understand things that are different from what they know, and that can make them afraid or even mean." Li Wei added, "But what's important is that you know who you are and where you come from. You are both Nigerian and Chinese, and that is something to be very proud of. Always be kind and strong, and never be afraid to show the world who you are." Kunal and May nodded, understanding the wisdom in their parents' words. They knew that their family was special, and that the love they shared was stronger than any challenges they might face. As the years went by, Bisa and Li Wei continued to build their life together, facing every challenge with love, unity, and a strength of their bond. Their story became a beacon of hope and inspiration, showing that when love is true, it can overcome anything. As the years passed, Bisa and Li Wei's family continued to grow and thrive. Their children, Kunal and May, were now entering their teenage years, each developing their own unique identities, while carrying the rich cultural heritage of both Nigeria and China. Kunal excelled in academics and was particularly passionate about history, often delving into both African and Chinese histories to understand his roots better. May, on the other hand, had a love for the arts, blending traditional Chinese painting techniques with African motifs, creating beautiful works that reflected her dual heritage. Bisa and Li Wei remained deeply involved in their community. Their craft shop had expanded, becoming a cultural hub where people from different backgrounds could come together to learn, share, and celebrate their cultures. They began offering workshops in traditional crafts, cooking classes, and even language lessons, allowing others to experience the richness of both Nigerian and Chinese cultures. However, as Kunal and May grew older, they started to encounter more complex challenges outside their home. While the community had become more accepting, there were still those who didn't understand or accept their mixed heritage. At school, Kunal faced teasing from some classmates who questioned his identity, asking him, "Are you African or Chinese?" The question stung because it made him feel like he had to choose between two parts of himself. May also faced her own struggles. Her artwork, though admired by many, was sometimes criticized for not being pure enough, with some people saying it was neither fully African nor fully Chinese. This criticism made May doubt her talent, wondering if she would ever be accepted as a true artist. Seeing their children's struggles, Bisa and Li Wei knew they needed to address these issues head-on. One evening, after dinner, they gathered Kunal and May in the living room. The walls were adorned with family photos, art pieces, and artifacts from both cultures, a constant reminder of the beautiful blend that made up their family. Kunal, May, Bisa began softly. We can see that you're both going through some difficult times right now. It's not easy being different, but you must remember that what makes you different is also what makes you special. Li Wei nodded in agreement. You carry the strength of two cultures within you. Never feel like you have to choose between being African or Chinese. You are both, and that's something to be proud of. The world might not always understand, but it's your job to help them see the beauty in what you are. Kunal, his voice hesitant, asked, "But how do we deal with people who don't accept us? It feels like no matter what we do, someone will always find something wrong with us." Bisa smiled gently at her son. You deal with it by being true to yourself, Kunal. People will always have opinions, but what matters most is how you see yourself. You don't have to fit into their boxes. Create your own path and walk it with pride. May, still feeling uncertain, looked at her parents. But what if my art is never fully accepted? What if people always see it as something in between? Li Wei reached out to his daughter, taking her hand. Art is meant to express who you are, May. Your work is unique because it comes from you, from your experiences, your heritage, and your heart. Don't try to fit into others' expectations. Create from your soul, and the right people will see the beauty in it. Inspired by their parents' words, Kunal and May decided to embrace their identities fully. Kunal started a school club dedicated to exploring and celebrating multicultural identities, inviting students from various backgrounds to share their stories and experiences. The club quickly became popular, and Kunal found himself surrounded by friends who appreciated and supported him for who he was. May, encouraged by her parents, continued to develop her art. She began to showcase her work at local galleries and even online, where her pieces gained recognition for their originality and depth. Her art became a bridge between cultures, admired for its unique blend of African and Chinese elements. As the years went on, Bisa and Li Wei watched with pride as their children grew into confident, compassionate young adults who were unafraid to embrace their identities. They had learned to navigate the complexities of a multicultural world with grace and resilience, carrying forward the legacy of love and understanding that their parents had instilled in them. Bisa and Li Wei's story, once filled with uncertainty and doubt, had become one of hope, unity, and the celebration of diversity. Their family continued to inspire those around them, proving that love and acceptance could transcend any barrier. And so, the story of Bisa, Li Wei, Kunal, and May carried on a journey of love, identity, and the beauty of embracing who you are, no matter where you come from. As Kunal and May transitioned into adulthood, their lives became a testament to the strength and unity that their parents, Bisa and Li Wei, had built. The family continued to thrive, not just in their personal lives, but also within the broader community. Their shop had evolved into a cultural center, hosting events, exhibitions, and workshops that celebrated the diverse heritages of Lagos. it became a place where people of all backgrounds could come together, learn from one another, and forge connections. Kunal, inspired by his experiences and the lessons from his parents, pursued a career in diplomacy. He wanted to bridge gaps between cultures on a larger scale, using his unique perspective as someone who understood both African and Asian traditions. His journey took him around the world, where he worked to foster understanding and cooperation between different nations. Despite the challenges he faced, Kunal remained grounded in the values his parents had instilled in him: respect, compassion, and the importance of embracing diversity. May, on the other hand, continued to pursue her passion for art. Her work gained international recognition, and she held exhibitions in major cities across the globe. May's art, a fusion of African and Chinese influences, resonated with audiences everywhere, earning her acclaim for her originality and the powerful messages in her pieces. Through her art, May told stories of identity, love, and the beauty of blending cultures, stories that reflected her own life and the lessons she had learned from her parents.